Good afternoon once again, grade 12. This time I am going to show you how to use vector calculator by Math is Fun. So how to use vector calculator by Math is Fun. If you have noticed in the examples that I have given you in your module, those are images generated from the use of this particular size site. So Vector Calculator is actually an online resource which could help you visualize vectors graphically. Later on, we will be using the same resource in drawing series of vectors. So we will not just settle for a single vector, but rather we will have 3 or more vectors connected head to tail. Earlier this afternoon, I have shown you example number 1. Force is equal to 50 newtons directed 30 degrees west of north. Now, to use vector is fun, math is fun rather, vector calculator, we need to find angle theta. Angle theta here is measured counterclockwise from the positive x-axis. So ito siya. So we need to find this angle. And this angle is called angle theta. We know that from x-axis, positive x-axis to positive y-axis, that's 90 degrees plus 30. That means angle theta from this point to our vector arrow is 120 degrees. So we have to take note of two important quantities. That would be 50 newtons and 120 degrees angle theta. So on your browser, you are to key in www.mathisfun.com/algebra/vector calculator.html. Press enter and you will be directed to this page. Okay, to continue, let us recall that the magnitude of our vector is 50 newtons and the angle it formed from the positive x-axis is 120 degrees. So Math is Fun vector calculator will draw or illustrate to us our vector as you can see on screen. So this is the exact vector representation that I have printed in our module. This time, let's have example number 2 to illustrate graphically a displacement of 100 miles, 50 degrees south of west. Example number 2 found on page 4 of week 3 module. Okay. So we have already prepared our Cartesian coordinate axis or Cartesian coordinate plane with the corresponding labeling of the cardinal direction. So this time we are to draw graphically displacement of 100 miles, 50 degrees south of west. We will position our protractor this manner. Since south of west is measured from western direction going southwards. And that vector is shown by this red arrow. Okay, so we have to count 10 degrees going from western direction, going southward. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Now this angle measures 50 degrees south of west. So using a scale of 1 centimeter equals 10 miles, then the length of our arrow on your graphing paper will be 10 centimeters. Now, again, we need to measure angle theta so that we will be able to represent, or we will be able to use vector calculator by Math is Fun to illustrate displacement of 100 miles, 50 degrees south of west. So now angle theta is given by, from the positive x-axis going to the negative x-axis, we know that this measures 180 degrees plus 50 degrees south of west. Then our angle theta measures 230 degrees. So we have to take note again of two important quantities. That would be 100 miles and 230 degrees. Going back to our vector calculator, we are to change these values into 100 and angle theta, which is 230 degrees. And if you could see on screen, Vector Calculator by Math is Fun has illustrated to us the orientation of displacement of 100 miles, 50 degrees south of west. So please take note that our knowledge in the use of vector calculator will be needed in more activities that we will be having in drawing graphical representation of our vectors. So once again, I would like to thank everybody for watching. Please comment your full name for me to know who among in the class were able to watch this video. Once again, good afternoon.